How's it going, everyone? This is Fine Gaming Connoisseur, and welcome back to this Let's Play of Mortal Online Season 4. Okay, so right now I'm in Tindrem Bank, and I was just looking at the trade broker, and so I've been looking for something that I can do on behalf of, basically doing a buy order, filling up a buy order for another player. And so I've been looking, and I've decided that I will go out and hunt some wildlife and bring back the carcass, because there is if I just show you, there are a number of players. So it should be buy orders. And so there are some players who are wanting to buy carcasses, Belbus carcass. And this person, German guild, is willing to buy it at 3 cuprum for every unit, and it's at Tindrem. So I'm going to try and do several things today. So one of the things I want to do is I'm going to go see whether I can visit, actually reach Henrik's house, which he built when the housing patch landed, and there's a Lashaniqua, and this person is has tried to pickpocket from me several times before in the past, and so I've got to be wary. It's a good idea to get to know who are the thieves in this game, so that when you see them, you can be aware of them, because most of the time they'll strike when you least expect it. So. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my stuff. I've already sorted them out. I'm not going to take my mount today, because last time when I tried to go out with my mount, this guy tried to PvP me, and so I'm going to try and go on foot, so as to reduce my visible profile. And I'm going to try and sneak my way out of the city, try not to be seen too much. And there's Michi. I think I've seen him before. Grandmaster Armourer Gazump. So yeah, it seems like the well, at least in Tindrem, the player population is fairly holding fairly steady. So it's good to see. When I logged in, there was a lot of players just doing their own thing. So and so in addition to going to see Henrik's house, I'm going to be hunting some Belbus if I can, and also if I see a player nearby who needs help, I'll try and help them. Okay. Let's make a move. We're not gonna stay still for too long. Oh, what is this? Tindrem Tavern. You don't have the correct key. Okay, so it seems like there's a lot of players building houses already, and there's another one. Yeah, I remember watching the live stream on Twitch. Henrik did a stream. The CEO of Starvolt, he did a stream, and on the stream he was talking to another guy, and the guy was saying that there are people building houses in front of Tindrem. And so that must be the houses that he's referring to. So it seems like now the housing system, you can freely build on whichever as long as the terrain is flat and buildable, then you can build your house. I think that's different to before, when you had to be in certain slots around the world but now you can just freely place it. So I think that is a good change, because you know, this is a sandbox game, and I think that it makes more sense to enable players to build houses wherever they want, as long as the land is flat and placeable. Then, you know. And so I'll put a link in the description below that will take you to the live stream on Twitch of Henrik, basically on his character. And so do go and check it out. Not only because it's the, you know, live stream of the new housing system, but it's also because it's Henrik. Oh, yeah, you always got to watch out. You see a player. Wonder if that's Henrik. And so, as you know, last time when I tried to go to try and visit Henrik's house, there was a guy called Tizok who chased after me and drew out his weapon, and he hit me once, but I made it back to the Tindrem gates just in time. So, and you know, afterwards I did think, you know, whether that guy was hired by Henrik to keep people away from his house, I don't know, or whether he was just a lone wolf, you know, doing his own thing, looking for people to attack. I may never know. You know, in this game there's a lot of, you know, these you know, people do things, and you know, it's not and people don't announce it, so it's possible that, you know, that guy Tizok may or may not have been hired or asked by Henrik to keep people away from his house. That's just my theory. But like I said, I may never know. But it's interesting because, you know, in this game I think a lot of players, when they do things, you know, people tend to speculate. There's this, you know, there will be, you know, players who speculate on why this happens and why that happens. Okay, so I think Henrik's house is somewhere over here, and I'm still okay. But you know, that could change very quickly, so I've got to always be careful. And you know, I've decided not to take my horse also because, you know, horses have trouble climbing, you know, steep terrain. So, you know, if it's going uphill, then the horse will be going much slower, and more often than not, it makes you want to dismount and just run up the hill, and that pretty much defeats the purpose of having a mount in the first place. Okay, so wow, so there's a priest here. I don't know whether it's player built, and there's a bank. Can I enter here? Fort Seneca. Okay, so there's I only serve my own guild. Okay, I think this is Henrik's house, if I remember his. Yeah, I think this is Henrik's house. So open house. So can I go in? And look at the view. Henrik chose a pretty good place to place his house. Yeah, it's definitely a good place. And as the CEO, he naturally has, you know, I think he has the privilege or the right to place his own house wherever he wants it. Okay, you don't you need a key to get in, but I think this is his house, because I remember, I think if I'm not mistaken, on his live stream his house was called Open House. So, but you know, I do remember there was a guy who came into his house and the door was unlocked, so it's possible that he kept it unlocked at that time, but now he's locked it. So that's his house. I wonder if there's anyone inside. Jump up and see. It's pretty clever. He built the he made the windows high up so that you can't just peep in to his house. Oh, so you can. There's nobody home. Okay, well I've achieved my goal, my first goal for the day, and that is to find Henrik's house and visit it. So now I'm going to try and hunt a Belbus and bring the carcass back so I can sell it on the Tindrem broker. And you know, one thing that that's another thing I find about the trade broker with the buy orders. You know, it's a very good player generated fetch quest system. And you know, the thing about it is that it's not generated by an NPC, but rather by a player. And you know, there's also a time limited thing, because I think, you know, there will be other people who are looking to do that quest as well, to fill that buy order. So if you're not quick enough, then people can finish it before you can. So you know, I think makes for a good, you know, it makes this world seem like it's, you know, there's a, I guess, you know, player activity, and it's driven by players. So it's not some static quest that you can just take however long you want, but it's rather, there are, you know, while you're doing the same quest, you know, there are other players out there who also, you know, might be doing it. So yeah, so I do like that sense of that feel of that there are other players who are, you know, doing their own thing, and they might be doing the same thing as you are, and so you've got to, you know, take that into account. Okay, so just want to show you, I've got a steel weapon that I've crafted, and so I've decided to go for a steel weapon because it takes too long for me to equip my sword and shield. So I've decided that, you know, it might be much quicker if I can and okay, so that was an easy one. Okay, that Belbus was a pretty easy kill, so I was fortunate. But you know, you never know with these the way the AI and the creature system works. You never know what the creature's strength is going to be until they get right up to your face and start attacking you. Okay, let's just try that again. Oh, too far away. Okay, how much Belbus carcass do I have? That should be enough for another one. Oh, what? Too far away. Oh, I think this one's going to be pretty strong. Oh, okay. Okay. I think this one might be a strong one, so probably best for me to run away first. and I can't use my bandages for some reason. It's not working. Okay, is that... Okay, I've got to... Okay, let's see if I can run up to it and attack it again. Maybe launch a fireball. Oops. Oh, just in time. I was lucky. Okay, that's enough. Man. But you know, like you've seen in some of my PvE videos, the creatures in this game, they can they can pretty much, you know, they can whack a player pretty easily. You know, they're not your average creatures. Whew, man, that was pretty close. Alright, so time to head back, and on my way, if I see a player who might need help, I'll try and help them. Yeah, so you know, thinking about the player housing system, I think it's definitely a nice change. Now, I have been on the forums and I have seen there are some players who say that the housing patch is buggy. It's got a lot of bugs, and I think SV is working to fix those bugs. And so hopefully in the next few patches we'll see these bugs fixed, and you know, and hopefully, you know, the experience will be much better. And you know, I do hope that the next thing they will do is put in a dynamic ecosystem, like I mentioned in the 2 videos before this. In the first one, the first video with the housing patch, the 1.86.00.00. So one of the things that I mentioned in that video was, you know, I would really like to see a dynamic ecosystem like the one that the Ultima Online beta had. Because, you know, one of the things that I feel is lacking in this game is the sense that, you know, this is a living and breathing world. And I mentioned in another video, the term living and breathing world has been used more as a marketing term rather than used to describe exactly what it is. You know, a game that's living and breathing, because a lot of games, you know, that are open world, you know, sometimes those games, the developers use the term living and breathing world as a marketing term. You know, it's become a kind of popular marketing term now because of I think the rising popularity of sandbox games, and I think this has prompted some companies to use the term living and breathing as a marketing term rather than as a rather than describing exactly the game that they've created. That's just my opinion. And so, you know, that's why I say that, you know, it'd be good if SV had like a dynamic ecosystem, and you know, that way, you know, this game will become more, you know, more governed by, you know, you'll give that sense that this game has a life of its own. You know, this world has a life of its own. It's not just, you know, players running around doing their own thing, but rather that that the world actually goes on with or without the players' involvement. So that's the next thing that I really like to see in this game. Oh, there's. Okay, I think that player is mounted, so I better. Okay. The architect. Okay. Yeah, I'll put away my weapons just so that the guy doesn't, you know. I'll just say that I'm friendly. Okay, I'll escort this guy back to, if he's going back to Tindrem. Is he going back to Tindrem, or is he... Yeah, this guy, I don't know if he's new. He might not be. Anyway, just keep an eye on him. He's probably not going to have anything to worry about because there's an elite guard nearby. But I'm just doing part of my duty as the as a peacekeeper. Yeah, he's all right. So managed to achieve 3 things: find Henrik's house, kill some Belbus, bring back the carcass, and also on the way escort a player, or at least for a little bit of time anyway. So okay, so I'm pretty happy I achieved what I set out to do. So let me just gonna sell the carcass, get some money from it. Although, you know, I do want to butcher it because there is guard fur in it, but seeing that I don't use that much guard fur nowadays, I don't see the need to have, you know, to butcher the Belbus carcass. So I'll just sell it for money. And did I use up all my sulfur? Or did I have it stolen from me? I have no idea. Okay, let me just put that down. And so the shovel goes here. And the torch goes here. Okay, so we're going to sell this. Let's see how much we get from it. I think we'll get maybe a few gold, I think, but we'll see. Because it's hard to calculate it right now. 3 times 5,000. So how many would that be in cuprum? Okay. So German guild. Let me just see. Let me just see whether there are. Okay, the rest are being sold somewhere else. So this is. Okay. So this is the best offer. The rest are all 1 cuprum, 2 cuprum. So let me just put that in. Okay, so 1 gold coin, 64 silvers. So, well, that's not too bad. I mean, for a little bit of hunting work, I got 1 gold and 64 silvers. So it's not too bad. Not too bad. Next time I can do more. Okay, let me just put that. I like to order things, you know, alphabetically. And so put that here. Yeah. Okay, so I think this is where I'll leave it. And so I think I've achieved. Let me just check my. Okay, I'm still stout. And try and figure out a way to get myself back to fit. I might just hunt a few undead, and if I can get a fresh Walking Dead carcass, or a Walking Dead carcass, then I can sell the carcass on the broker, because I did see an item. I did see someone looking for the Walking Dead carcass, so let's see if I can get a few Walking Dead carcass. Is this a new player? Looks like it. They're wearing the I think it's the Curite armor, the soft armor. So yeah, let's see what's going on in Tindrem Graveyard. Oh, there seems to be something going on. Okay, I think you do have to go a bit further in to see the Walking Dead and the fresh Walking Dead. Okay. So let's see whether, and someone hasn't picked up the fresh Walking Dead, then the carcass. I missed that. I still need a bit of practice on the parrying. I'm still not quite used to it yet. Sometimes I can... Okay. Oh, I'm being ganged upon. Okay, where's that? Oh. Too many. There we go. Yeah. Sometimes I'm still not quite used to, it's really hard to reach the, did that thing drop a loot bag? Yes, it did. Okay, I think that's enough. And I've already got the weight icon. So I think this is... I think I'll just leave it at that, and I'll go back to the trade broker. So this is really just to get my health reserves back down to fit levels, because I think I've been eating too much of that ambrosial fried pig with rice, and I made that for my character, for Tibers. But the problem with that is, once you start eating, too much of it, there comes a point where you will start to gain weight, and that's what happened to me. So I think this guy's walking. Is he walking? Or is he just way down? I think I'll walk as well. I'll just sell the heads. So this is the... okay, so that's Tindremic scale boots. Oh cool, so 1 gold coin. So not bad. Not bad for a few minutes of hunting. So if you're new and you're looking to make some money, you can see that it's not very hard. You can actually make a few gold coins in a very short amount of time. But the main thing is, I guess, you just have to learn how to store your valuables and make sure that it doesn't get stolen. Okay, so we've got so let's look at the Walking Dead. Okay, so as you can see, some people are buying it. So, and they're all 1 Tibers coins, so we'll sell it to this Butcher. Okay, they're all the same. They're all from the same guy, Butcher Menno. So put that in there. Okay, half a half a gold, another 49 silvers. So it's a good. So altogether, I think I've made 3 gold coins. So that's fairly good. Now I have, I think 60, maybe about almost 70 gold. So it's a nice little tidy profit there, but you know, I'll need a lot more in future. You know, if I ever decide to buy one of those expensive things, you know, there are a lot of expensive things in this game. So I think it's one of those. I think that's SV's way of giving players a gold sink to. Yeah, so so maybe in future I will invest in some more expensive things, but for now I think this is where I'll end it. So thank you for watching this video and hope that you enjoyed it. Just let's lie down and rest for a bit, and as always, if you could please like, comment, subscribe and share. This is Phone Gaming Connoisseur. Take care.